Welcome everybody today. Could we have a roll call, please? Counselor Jacutis, present. Clerk Ed. Arthur.
Here.
Mary.
Present.
Smitty.
Here.
Debbie.
Here.
Jackie.
Here.
Jean Marie. Betty.
Yep.
And John.
Here.
And John had mentioned he would be absent. So, first on the agenda, Megan show.
All right, well, thank you all for being here. I'm really excited about today's meeting because there's a lot of great things to share that are going on at the center. I feel like the Lynn Senior Center continues to be a beacon of light for Lynn seniors. We continue to get new seniors every day, as well as a consistent group of regular seniors that come. You will see some demographics in the back of your board packet about our numbers, but let me just go on here. I want to take a moment to discuss the importance of all seniors signing into the building. This is not only about the report that goes to the mayor every month or the annual report that goes to the state every month. Those are our two funding sources. This is about the safety of our building. We had a wonderful presentation a couple of weeks ago from the Public Health Department and the Fire Department talking about preparedness and being ready to handle any emergency that comes up. So one thing that the Public Health shared with us is that there is a file of life packet that can be filled out, and we have extras. If any Lynn senior would like to come down and get them, we will be more than happy to share this. It lists your name, your doctor, your emergency contact, your medical issues, and your medication, if you have a do not resuscitate order, and then it fits nicely into this file of life which you stick on your refrigerator. So if for some reason somebody needs to call 911, when the first responders come, they're gonna ask, what medication is this person on? And that information will be readily available. This is an event that is done annually at the center because things change within a year. Your contact person, your emergency contact might have changed, your primary care might have changed, your medication. So those are annual events, but again, if someone did not come down and get a file of life, please come down to the center and we would gladly give it to you. That's important to have. Also during that presentation, the fire department was here and they were talking about preparedness, which is really important. That was the day that we had that little earthquake. And one of the questions came out was, what is the Lynn Fire Department ready to address any emergencies like that? And the captain was able to say that they train on all different types of emergencies, so they would be prepared to come and address whatever crisis happens. So that is really important, but it also struck a bell in me as a director that it's really important for me to know exactly how many people are in the building. Because if first responders come down and they say, Megan, how many seniors do you have and are they all accounted for? I need to be able to give an accurate number. So we have this kiosk called My Senior Center where people check in and all that demographic is downloaded. So if there's a fire or something and we evacuate, we take out our phones and we can pull up everyone's name. But if people do not sign in, we do not have that information, and that presents a significant safety issue.
Megan, so I know that I have been here and your front desk person is very vigilant. And Marge will say, Pam, you didn't sign in. And I said, oh, I'm just dropping off something. She said, you still have to sign in. Have you had people refuse to sign in?
Yes.
And I just wonder what we could do to not only encourage people, but to, how do we address someone that doesn't sign in?
Well, I spoke on the mic the other day and I shared with people the reason that it's important to sign in. It's about their personal safety and the safety for everyone else in the building. Just as the school department has, can you share, Diane, that if great program to ensure that people, they know who's in their buildings.
I was in the schools, or the elementary schools the other day, because it was Earth Day, we did a poster program with the second graders. And every school I went into, they have a new system, it's like you have out there, the mini iPad. I had to put in my telephone number, type in my name. Then a screen comes up, I hit the button, it took my picture. It printed, I put my label on. I got a text on my phone, so I did not have to go back down to the office, I signed out on my phone. Went to the next school, typed in my number, my information was already there. Printed my label, I just had to stand there, hit the button, printed the picture. I thought it was the best thing in the world, the security they have now in there, so they know who is in their building. They know who have signed out, and if somebody didn't sign out, they have the number to contact them. But they know who is in that building and who is not in the building anymore. So, and I get where Megan's coming from. We need to have the security here. God forbid something happened, and wherever the meeting place is out in the parking lot, she has to do a head count. So all of a sudden, she has 2 extra people. She's gonna think, wait a minute, who else is in the building that I don't know about? So we really need to think of a way, we do not want to refuse anybody coming into the senior center, but we'll have to check with the health department if there is a way to do warnings and say, if you do not sign in after the second time, I don't want to say you're not invited back, but we have to have security for her if something ever happens, so.
Because what I'm sitting here thinking about, if people are refusing to sign in, and that event did happen, could those people then try to sue this place? That's what's coming in my mind, because they're not signing in.
So it's something I
Could
think
a
we
case
have
be
to,
brought against you or something, and you don't want that? I was thinking about that.
Alright.
something we have to talk to Lisa
Yeah,
about on the
yeah.
guidelines in the law department, what we can.
Do you only have the one place to sign in? What if, okay, so if you have a senior bus come in and then like there's 10 or 12 people all at once at the desk and people don't want to wait.
Module stopped them.
Yeah,
It doesn't take long, Jack.
yeah,
It's just a minute.
yeah. I was thinking of a faster way if you had like a little thing like the school department maybe. Because once they capture your information, it's there. And the next time you come, it goes much, faster. It's like you just,
Now, the seniors have cards, they just scan
They
their
just scan
cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I had to,
Visitors.
actually
very quick.
manually do everything. Oh, okay.
Us as visitors, we sign in, but they have their cards just to
Oh,
see.
just scan it. Okay, great.
And sometimes people will go down and put down their coat and then
Right.
come back and sign in.
Right.
And that's okay, and we ask respectfully that everyone sign in. But you mentioned about the liability. The liability waivers are in your folders now. And everybody that they've been approved from the legal department, everybody who comes into the center, every senior will have to sign off acknowledging that they've received this information. And,
But I think, excuse me, but I think it's no problem because we have to sign for everything here. Anywhere that we go, we have to sign. If we want to do an entrance, we have to sign. So I don't see the thing is a sign here or sign there.
Yeah, it's just more,
I think that there are some seniors though that are giving Marge a hard time
Right,
and saying, I'm not gonna sign in today, or ignoring her.
right.
And instead of seeing the importance, and so us as a council on aging, we could be a example of why it is important and share that with people. So that when they are telling Marge no, just because they wanna be fussy that day, we can say, no, do it, it's for all of us. And it's
And
how
for
we get our
safety.
money, it's how we get our money.
right,
That
grant
should be
money.
mandatory because if
Yeah.
people sign, sign. If you don't sign, don't sign.
Right.
Mandatory is when they have to, you have to.
well,
Yes.
And the
To
people-
sign in, to come
Yeah.
in, Betty, you do have to sign in to get into the
Yeah,
building.
but that is the point. The
Just,
people-
it's a safety thing. If there was a fire or something happened in here, we have to know who's in here and who is missing if we're out in the parking lot. We have to know, and it will go right to her phone when you sign in, and she would grab the other sheet, but she can look at this and say, so-and-so, I'm missing Joan, where is Joan? We know Joan's not out, I'm sorry, Joan, but we know Joan's
okay.
not out there.
You wanna be counted?
Yeah.
So we want to make sure in an emergency, we know who's in this building, and if the fire department comes, she can hand them that list saying, these are the people, and they're gonna look and say, well, why didn't these 4 people sign in?
Right.
And we're gonna be in trouble with
That's
liability.
right.
But you see the people every day, and you know.
But we have to have people sign in, you can't get into the
Betty, you've
school.
reached out to me about grants and things like that. I'm gonna tell you that that is way to get money, is to show the head count here.
Right.
So every time you don't sign in,
Numbers count.
that takes our numbers down. And so the state's saying, well, you don't need as much money, you don't serve that many seniors. So,
That is the point, because that, okay, in one way or in another way, sometimes we are not feeling, sometimes the people do it. But I know they have to like a obligation to do it every day, because even if we don't do it, like she has the percent to count all the people.
so do you have a problem signing in?
No, I don't get it. For me, I say sign, if you don't, I don't come, and that's it.
I think it should just, it's a rule of the
a
senior
rule.
center.
It's just like you wash your hands after going to the restroom. You sign in every day. It's a rule. It's a rule. Brush your teeth every day.
Sorry.
And now we're going to,
And I told you, mandatory is the word to say
Yeah.
obligatory. Obligatory is the communist thing. You have to do it.
yes, it is,
Right,
it
that's
is.
what you clarifying,
Yeah.
that
It is.
And we get-
she's
and the-
clarifying that it's
country.
mandatory.
Yes.
It
It is mandatory.
To participate at the senior center,
The
there are
waiver
rules.
from the city
There's
says you have
rules.
to sign
You
in.
just
The
was
code
clear.
of conduct.
And now, because people are fighting it, instead of just doing it, we're gonna have to have, rules to say what happens when you don't sign in. Because that's what happens whenever people don't just pitch in and do the right thing for everybody.
Right.
Then we have to have rules to say, you know what, if you don't do it, then this is
Then
your
you can't
warning,
come.
2 warnings, you can't come.
Right.
Right.
And that has to, we have to be
Crime and
firm and
punishment.
strong about it.
Yes.
But the thing is, you're gonna have to be
And if
here
there
like
has
a
to be an
monk.
example made of one person, let it be so. But to just keep excusing people
We
and
can't.
allowing them not to follow the rules,
It hurts
it's
everyone.
not, it hurts everyone.
Yes.
And it's detrimental to all of us.
But everything is gonna be the rule for, to keeping the people quiet and like a mommy.
I've never met any of you quiet like a mummy. I've been working with you 18 years, and I've never seen anybody at the senior center quiet, ever. The reason we have it is because
I
people
something
spoke up.
that every day they hear here say something. This is your senior center. We work here for you. But I don't think, because they are working for their own thing. It's too many activities they go out. It's too many things they take it out from the senior center. And now that you have to, we're gonna have to come here and to be sit down here like a mommy. If you don't, you have to sign here. Hello? Where in what country that we are? This is a free country and we know our right.
Well,
So
well,
you
you-
can put it like a rule, mandatory. No, you have to sign, you have to do and do because you know you don't get came and you can, no. Hello?
Yeah,
Betty,
that's the rule.
it's a free country, but you do not have the right to jeopardize my life because we happen to be in the same building. So if you don't want to abide by the rules, you stay home.
But if you're gonna put the rule for everything, we can move. I'm sorry, honey. I'm
This-
sorry.
This is me.
I'm sorry.
This is not a new rule. This has been with us
Yeah,
since
because
we
you
have
doing
been.
the rule, because the people from the director doing the rule for the other people that can doing anything. Hello, the political thing, like right now,
This is not
they say,
political. This is
they have big mouth to, because I protest for everything. Okay, right now, it's no money for everything. They take the computer class out. They take it like the director, the Alzheimer class, they suspended because not too much people in the Spanish, what's in the list. I understand that. The director came to me and told me that, and I said, let me call the people, because they don't come here, that, no, don't call the people. Hello, see, you are working for the people, you have to enjoy the people. If you are to thinking about the people, what they want, okay, don't call Betty, I wanna call, I wanna make it, is the sure if they gonna come to the class or no. That is the correct thing. The other thing, if they have volunteers, the people, the elderly people, need too many problems with the, make the phone call to doing the stuff that sometimes they have to do it before Michelle and Mabel doing that. They suspended here because it's not enough staff to do it. So the people, they have problems with the here to make it a phone, they have problems too. I spoke to them why they don't call for voluntary just to come twice a week or something to help the people. No, it's not voluntary. But when they have party and they have, it's a lot of voluntary.
All right, now what we're gonna do,
Not
I
too many
think,
things they go wrong and you get here with the rule. That's why I say, see, fit the rule, please,
It is the rule.
working for the people.
It is the rule, and it is the expectation and standard that when any senior comes in the building, that they sign in.
Well, honey, the rule is that you have to work better for the center.
Well,
Oh, because
actually,
you are
if you let
working
me
for the
finish my
center.
report, you'll see how well I'm working for the center.
so what we're gonna do, the next meeting,
Yeah,
I'm having Lisa Tobin here. She is the head
of
vegan-
public health.
of public health and oversees the senior center. I am going to have her at the next meeting to discuss the rules of how she wants this run, and it'll be to the board, but then it will be explained again to everybody out in the activity area.
So
But
these,
the thing that I want to say, I don't think that Betty is talking about the rule in a narrow sense of itself. She is talking about basically the attitude and the functioning of the staff and the volunteers at the senior center, and not feeling, right? Not feeling as if the people here are actually here for the seniors as opposed to just, just themselves. I don't think it's so much just the rule.
Right.
She's saying that when there are times when activities are canceled, and then the people will not call, and because they don't have enough volunteers, but the seniors can't call themselves because they can't hear, that well. So she's saying that there's some things that are, falling beneath the radar. And I know, Megan, you probably try to do as much as you can and manage the staff and stuff like that. But I think that maybe sometimes you gotta have, I know you have office hours too, right? Where the seniors can come in and tell you how things are going or not going and stuff, and you can keep a record of that. So I think it's important for people to be heard, to really listen, and then bring that, to the board, because even I can come down sometimes and volunteer. If you need help with calling or something like that, I can fill in, sometimes.
I appreciate what you're saying, Jackie, and that just goes to our mission statement, for Lynn seniors to feel safe, heard, welcomed, and supported.
I want did you all excuse my, in the way that I supposed to, even yesterday when the mayor came to doing about the planet health and put it the street over here, I was spoken to him, because not only the Spanish people went to the city hall to make a complaint, it's too many American too. If the black people here are white people, are Spanish, and the most people came to me to tell me all the same.
And
Because
those people go to you, Betty.
I don't want it to be, but if I said, okay, let me call all the people that came to me and say, I think half a part of the center they are there came to me or went to my house to speak to me.
And you had a meeting with the mayor also, correct?
Yeah, and I told, well, if the mayor don't put attention to our staff with all the complaint and all that we need, the money that we need to work here, who's gonna do it?
Well, that's interesting that you point that out, Betty. because I do have office hours for people to come to talk to me about their concerns, and actually, that's the next thing I'm gonna speak on. And the fact that we are increasing our staffing, but funding is a significant issue. That goes back to people checking in and being safe. So all of those things combine to make a successful senior center. So if you could just give me a few moments to go on, I'll address some of those issues. I feel like more seniors are taking ownership and agency of the center. They're sharing ideas and resources and skills. This is illustrated through our decor group, through our chorus, through our game group. And there's a special Saturday event at the Church of Christ on Linfield Street on May 18th. And this is gonna be a bilingual event. So we have some Spanish-speaking seniors and English-speaking seniors. They're gonna go and they're gonna share their goods at a craft table that the senior center is paying for. Okay, so that is something that people are gonna do on a Saturday out in the community. Another piece of information that was shared from a meeting with the seniors is that people would like to go out on day trips, more day trips. I said, we don't have the financial resources to sponsor that, but I can look into that. So, the Best of Times Travel is going to be coming to the Senior Center on May 7th, and they're going to be presenting their travel program that they have that goes to several other senior centers. And people can decide on their own if they want to participate in that. So those are additional activities, and financial resources would be on the seniors to pay for that, but that resource will be provided here, okay? I also wanted to talk about food, because in my meetings with seniors, I've got a lot of feedback on the food for the last two major events. It was the Thanksgiving event and the St. Patrick's Day event. And I had to do a little research into the St. Patrick's Day event because I was not here when that happened for the two previous years. But I found out that the same two vendors have been used for that event. So last year, it was the same two vendors. The year before that, it was the same two vendors, excuse me. So I think what is significantly different this year is the food was placed on a smaller plate, so all the food was mixing together, and people did not like that, the flavors. But moving forward, we are simply going to provide traditional meals for traditional holidays. If people do not want the traditional holiday food that we are going to order, the next holiday is Memorial Day, so that's like hamburgers, hot dog, chicken. If people do not want that food, when they sign up for the party, then they are more than welcome to identify themselves, and we will have the regular meal deliveries made for those people. So that should address that food issue. People will be given a choice, either the catered food that we buy, it is gonna be traditional American cuisine, or the meals that are delivered here.
But remember when the party, like that party, where the people don't sign in, can get in the party.
Well, Betty,
So
that's why, go on,
excuse me,
please.
was a guy, the all the time sponsor for the bingo time. He could give it the gift, came to get the gift for the bingo, and he don't came in all that week. He doesn't know they have to sign, and when he came, they don't leave to them to be here in the bingo. And I said, how can they do it that? He's the sponsor all the time for the bingo. That is the thing that you have to think about too.
Let me respond to that, Betty. It has been announced, and it is announced every day for weeks prior to the event, what the policy is for signing up for the events. We are also made an overflow room for other people for the events, but people need to sign up ahead of time. We're not gonna change that and let people just walk in when we already know that we have 80 seniors signed up, we have 5 volunteers, we have staff, and we have elected officials. We need to make sure that we know how many people are in the building and it's safe. So if we have someone who is sponsoring an event for us, I will ensure that my staff reaches out to them and lets them know what the protocol is. Because we do not want to dissuade people from supporting the senior center, but we want to make sure that we're adhering to the standards and guidance that we have set forth.
Yeah, he's when one senior they came once in a while. Sometimes he say spend 1 week he don't come Luciano. He's the one that came with the gift for the bingo. And if they have to, okay, to thinking about that moment, he's the one sponsor, okay, he don't sign because he don't was here in 1 week, let him in. And I said, well, and I just went out to tell him, to explain him, to excuse everything they had to. Don't be mad because the people in this moment don't thinking about that. They do.
Well, I will
That was
make
the
sure.
point. Like so I disappointed too many things. They don't do it correctly. You are the one that you told me when you have something to say, you come to my office. I came one day here and said, may I speak to you? Oh, I have the meeting now. You finished the meeting and I was there and you don't come to me to say, baby, do you want to speak to me? No. You are one face here and another face out. I am the face like that all the time. To say the thing they have to say it and just say. I don't speak it about nobody.
You are
And that's
entitled
why-
to your perception, and I will respect your perception, but that's not how I feel like I present. And if someone comes to the center to donate something or has sponsored an event, they are more than likely to ask for me as a director. So I never had a conversation with that person that you're speaking of, but I will speak to my staff and I will let them know that, okay? I think that that would be a good way to move forward.
That's the second time. I'm gonna try it again.
Betty, one of the things when we do have a sponsor pay for the meals, the reason for signing up is because they're ordering the food. So if 50 people signed up, they're getting food for 50 people because they're paying for it. And then if 10 extra show up, they always try to have a little extra. But they can't order like 25 extra meals because it costs so much. So that, I think that's the reason for special events, that they have to have people sign up is in order to order the food because it's not coming from the senior center.
And I just wanna say that that is not unique. Every senior center I worked with does that. We did it when we were at Silsby Street. You had to buy tickets to come to the July 4th, to all of that. So, there's two reasons. One, we don't wanna waste money on food that is not being used. And two, we wanna make sure everybody is fed. So if anything, it's more important when there's an event to have a head count. And that's across the board. Any senior center you go to is going to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I want to talk a little bit more about food now. I have worked with Catholic Charities Food Pantry, which is around the corner, and they have now established hours for seniors, which is in your packet. So this is new. Thursdays from 9 to 12 are reserved for seniors and individuals with limited mobility issues. So that is new and exciting for us. And I've also included just the regular hours to the food pantry for people to know. Any senior can go to the food pantry at 9 o'clock on their own and utilize those resources. We are providing transportation from 9 to 11 to the food pantry, and we respectfully ask that people get no more than 2 bags which they can carry themselves. We have just purchased a refrigerator, so now seniors will be able to go to the food pantry and get perishable food, and we will be able to store it for them until they are ready to leave. And that is with the support of the Friends and working through this grant. And so again, everything goes back to the numbers and safety. But that is a new resource that I am really excited about, that we are now able to offer.
That sounds exciting, that's a great.
The
opportunity
address
for the
of the Catholic Charities Food Pantry?
Salisbury Street,
So, yeah.
Silsby, thank you.
we know that address.
I want to talk about the activities next, unless anybody has any questions.
This says Tuesday,
Tuesday, yeah.
Thursday. Yeah. No, I just need the address.
It's where the old senior center is.
Right.
No, like, yeah. It's at
Also,
Bliss. It's
while
at
you're talking,
Bliss.
excuse me, also while you're talking about food, the New Lynn Coalition has a delivery system for food, so if you ever get a senior that is immobile, somebody that can't get out, that you can give New Lynn a call, and they can deliver, probably put them on the list to deliver food.
Thank you for sharing that resource, that's important. All right, so before I talk about activities, I want to share, some people are feeling like there's too many activities at the senior center. That we're giving people too many choices, and they can't do everything at one time. But everybody has different physical needs and emotional needs, and we put out these activities to get people to engage. So we might have 2 different exercise programs going on at the same time, right? We might have one in English, one in Spanish, and we might have chronic pain, but that gives people different choices. And that was one of the things that I was tasked with when I was given this position, to increase the programming and activity at the senior center. So with that being said, get ready for the list. We are gonna have crafts on Friday in May. We are gonna have Fun Friday Game Day in May. And that is a credit to Tanya and the gaming group that we have established here. And we're also gonna have Mother's Day baking in the month of May. Claudia will be down here on May 7th and May 24th to help people with mass health. We are going to be celebrating the 2nd year anniversary of the opening of the Lynn Senior Center. And that will be a catered lunch. And we are also going to have the Memorial Day barbecue. There will be the regular casino trip to Encore. And for the out to lunch will be at Lynn Tech at the Tiger's Den. There'll be a workshop for chronic pain. There'll be an Alzheimer's workshop in Spanish. And I think this is what Betty might have been referring to. The numbers are going down in that group, and the people who present the group are saying, we're not gonna come if there's not seniors coming, Spanish-speaking seniors. The walking group with Bliss is going to continue. We have the presentation on May 7th with Kim from the Best of Times Travel to talk about the travels that seniors can sign up and pay for themselves to go with other seniors on trips all over New England, overnight trips. There's going to be a play in May, which was funded from the Council on Arts through a grant that we received. There will be senior chat with Ted Grant, who is the person who owns the item. There will be a nutritional presentation from Gliss. There will be a presentation from Northeast Legal Aid for seniors that are in the tax abatement program and volunteering here. There will also be a mental health presentation from Elliot, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. There will also be a presentation from All In Energy. They came down and went through people's energy bills and help them understand it and help people sign up for the low income rate if they qualified. And the assessor's office will be down to meet with the abatement volunteers as well this month. And we will have the following vendors, our typical vendors: the barber, the manicurist, the pedicurist, and the dentist.
I have a question. You mentioned the Alzheimer's group for Spanish. What about English?
We had one in English. I believe that one is ended, but I will double check with Tanya, because we have 2 groups running.
May I?
Will you be?
I was speaking yesterday with Tanya about the activity. In this month, the activity Tuesday and Wednesday, if you see the program, is all at the same time at 10:30, and the people they have to do in one don't be in the other one. We was speaking about that. She says she's gonna correct that mistake. And another point is that we don't have an activity in the afternoon. We don't have any activity in the afternoon.
Betty, there's something later on, like at the end of the meeting, I do have something to share for more activities, I'm hoping, in the
That's good,
afternoon.
because, I know I told about the time, because those happen, all of this month happen with us. Something that we can go to display, because they have to, if they had lunch, we have to have lunch fast, because we had the activity.
Yep, she's trying to give people options so everyone is being active at the same time.
Right.
But down further in the meeting, I do have some good news.
Yeah, that's good.
Might need some help, but I have some good news.
It's all good news, right?
Right.
I think it's all good.
Finally.
For the financial, I just wanted to share that the upcoming play, as I mentioned in the month of May, has been funded through the Council of Art. The art program that we had with Sunil was funded through them as well, and we have one other presentation that we're gonna utilize through the Mass Council of Art for funding. A little bit more exciting, at least for me anyway, is the fact that now there's a memorandum of understanding in place between the Lynn Salem Center and the Salem Senior Center. We each received a $100,000 digital literacy grant.
Nice.
So we are starting to move on that, and I haven't been as available for this last month because I've been in grant trainings and new directors trainings, but now that I have that grant training under my belt, we are ready to move forward. We're starting to order the new technology. We're starting to figure out how to put that in place to support and enhance the digital literacy for older adults. So that is super, super exciting for me. Anybody have questions about that grant? 'Cause
And we can continue with the computer class?
we are going to restart some computer classes.
That's good.
Okay.
When you say digital literacy, what does that?
Technology, we're looking at getting new keyboards for our computer lab that we have now. They're a little larger keyboards. We're looking at getting smart boards, more technology into the
I
building.
mean, will you, like, I have problems with all the new stuff.
Right.
Software that
Okay.
they're coming out with, and I'm like, sign up genius. How do I use that?
Mhm.
Are you gonna have classes and stuff
Yes, we
doing
are.
the software?
Yes,
Some of
high
the-
school.
I better sign up, Jackie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sign up with you.
I'm like, what is this? Meet me, it's Google Meetup and all this stuff. I'm like, what is this? Every week there's something new.
I give it to my granddaughter and say, how do I do this?
Yeah.
That's what you need as a grandchild.
Right now, we are utilizing part of the grant, and every other week we have a student from Lynn Tech, the same student come in, and she's available to give technical support for seniors. People come in with phone issues and different technology issues, and she works with them for that. She also helped a lot of Lynn seniors complete the opioid survey. So the center is doing that. So again, we're just trying to incorporate more technology and ensure that everybody is able to stay connected. So I'm excited about that. More financial. You'll see that there is a budget sheet for you. Thank you, Mabel. Okay, so it says the day that we got the first amount for the formula grant, the day we got the second amount, and what we have year to date.
It's this one, yes, sweetie.
Yeah, it's actually- it looks like it's on. Stand at the computer, you got it.
She has it.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions for Megan on this?
So when does this budget end? Is it June to June?
July.
July to June, yes.
Okay,
July 1st starts
Our new fiscal year.
okay.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about the numbers. So you have a sheet that comes from my senior center data, and it starts at July 1st and it goes up to yesterday. I started July 3rd, and I was trying to look at, to see the metrics, how things have changed since I came. So in July, the check-in count at that point was 18, okay? 18 new people. As of April, there were 8 more new people. So in total, since I have become the director, there's been 149 new people signed into the senior center.
Wonderful.
And this other statistic is an anniversary statistic. I'm gonna run it again. But since the senior center opened on May 16th, 2022, the total has been 222 seniors. And of that 222, 149 of them have been since I've become the director here. I appreciate that, but you know what? It's not me. I'm part of it. I'm part of it. But it really is the team. Every person who works at the senior center plays an intricate role. Our driver, our cook, our clerk, our volunteers, everybody plays an intricate role. We have just made an offer to a person to come in and be that new outreach coordinator. That was a very hard, we had many qualified applicants for that, so that was really hard. But that's where we are. And I just wanted people to know that. So there's been some stops and starts and things kind of ebb and flow, but I really feel like we're moving in the right direction. The seniors, I feel, are taking agency over the center. The staff is conjoining, and we are moving forward, looking forward to continuing to grow as we are.
Clarification for the thing, about the new outreach person?
Yes.
Did you say, Art was hired or was given a offer? I didn't hear.
They've accepted the offer.
Oh, good. How
Yes.
soon will they be here?
I'm anticipating the second week in May.
So what is the capacity of the senior center? If you have, you're increasing the numbers and when will you reach capacity?
Well, that's a very interesting question. So, what I've been told is once the construction is finished, we will have a new occupancy capacity number.
Okay.
So I'm still holding at 80, but once the new construction finishes, the city is going to stamp us with a new number. And I'm sure that number's gonna be much higher because we'll have 2 floors.
Right.
So, the other piece of it, have you ever reached capacity and had to turn people away that you've had?
Yes.
It's been full?
It's been full, and we've taken some suggestions about that. I think it was at the last board meeting about opening up additional rooms. So traditionally, we have kept people just in the dining room, but now we are starting to open up another room and have that set up so we can accommodate more people. So we're extending ourselves.
So it's a
Mainly on
dining
Big
area.
food
Right.
things,
So it's
like
mostly
big
around
parties.
food.
Yeah, so they have
Right.
to have somewhere to sit down and,
Right,
but yet
right.
still get the wheelchairs through and,
Yeah,
you know.
okay.
We had 80 people on Monday here.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
what I'm
we-
thinking, that you could easily
Yes.
have capacity almost every day that you're open.
Yes.
Yes.
Anybody have any other questions for Megan?
This isn't a question, but I just want to say that when you started organizing the groups, I think that has helped everybody that utilizes the center because it gives them a direction to where to go rather than everything being so chaotic. So I think that piece is really working out well.
Thank you. I think it is as well.
And I would like, as usual, to commend you, Megan, and the entire staff on what you do. And we know from time to time there may be a discrepancy, but you guys are working very, very hard, and I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
It's nice to hear. It's nice to hear. Anybody have any other questions? All right, so next. Let's see, Friends of the Council on Aging report, Joan Noble, President.
Yes. On April 18th, 2024, the Friends meeting was held at the Senior Center. Absent was Vice President Ann Green. New member Calvin Anderson was welcomed to the Friends. Vote was taken to fund the June 14th Flag Day celebration with the Howie Conley Band, $300 for 1 hour, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Cake would be purchased from Market Basket. Chairperson Diana Chakutis was unable to attend this meeting but spoke to me regarding sponsoring a luncheon for business leaders in the area to support the Friends. This will happen later in the season. Upcoming events where Friends are asked to wear their navy blue shirts are May 27th Memorial Day, June 14th Flag Day, Independence Day, July 3rd. The 50-50 raffle will be held with Deborah Craig selling the tickets. The next meeting of the Friends will be held on Thursday, May 30th, 2024 at 9:15 at the Senior Center. Respectfully submitted, Joan Noble, liaison from the Friends of Lynn Council on Aging. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joan.
Anybody have any questions for Joan? No? Okay. Guess we'll move on. Let's see, we have new business and old business. I'm gonna say new business. I'm working on a project, now I'm back from vacation, and I spoke with the friends. What I'm looking to do is to do like they have job fairs, but it's gonna be, where do I wanna put it? A fundraiser to a point where we wanna set something up for the senior center to show what they do at the senior center, what the activities are, what they wanna do and we can't afford at the senior center. So I'd like to get different businesses to come in, walk around and just, we'll write a nice letter, the Friends is gonna write a letter in support of, please come support us, could you support an activity, could you do an activity for a month? And see what businesses in the area can help us out. And let's say we got 10 different businesses and they donated maybe 4 art classes, maybe a tap dance class for a month, just something that's not coming out of our budget and it's something we can offer, and especially want to do this, but kind of want to do it this summer, but wait till the upstairs is done, because that's when we're gonna need the space, when we can have extra classes and more room for people. So I'm working on it right now. As of right now, Old Time is going to sponsor it for the Friends.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Once I get more into it, Joan has the letter and everything, we'll work on that. I can help her, and we want to invite everyone from the senior center. We'd like to have it here, but there's not enough room if you get all the businesses to come in. And the other thing is, if, I don't know, we're starting construction, so you don't want to be in the middle of construction. So it's something we want the seniors at, to talk to the businesses in the city, and just to come up with some ideas on how they can help us and sponsor us.
So is this just for the senior center, or is it open to other organizations?
Just the senior
Okay.
center. This is just the senior center, to get more sponsors in to help us with more activities. It's gonna take a little bit of work, so it's not gonna happen overnight, but
Right.
I'm working with the Friends and gonna see what we can do here. So as soon as I'm updated some more, gonna start on it this week, and I'll let you update you at the next meeting. But what does everyone think about that idea?
I think
I
it's
think
a
it's
great
a
idea.
Great idea.
I made
the thanks.
Could be a win.
I'm hitting up every business in the city, we are.
The Better Business Bureau, bring them all down.
But yeah, and it's something like if the board was there, whatever day or night we have it, just to represent the senior center. And some of the seniors, or all of them, I could come, just to say, this is what we're looking for. We really, this is one of our favorites. We really want this, and who can say no to some of the seniors?
Right.
So that's under new business, and that's what I am working on right now with the Friends. All right, old business, does anybody have any old business?
Yes.
Just have a question. How is the email, not email, is the newsletter distributed? Is it through email or by mail?
By mail, but if people go onto the Facebook page, it's there as well.
Okay. Was there, do we need to sign up in a particular place to get your address on the mail list?
Yes,
Where is it, where would that be?
that would be here, so after the meeting. Okay. I have one,
Get all the signed up.
I have one piece of old business. The city has been working to address our handicap accessible doors.
My next question.
So this is what happens. Somebody comes up to the door, Marge sees them, Marge presses the buzzer inside, and then they press the handicap on the outside, and that will make the doors open.
Okay.
Yes,
Good.
this has been a process, but that is where we are now, and I am super excited about that as
Because
well.
what the main problem is, when you're outside and you hit the button, the doors are locked 'cause for safety reasons.
Right.
So we have to hit it from inside and outside, we can't leave the doors
Okay.
unlocked. If they were unlocked, you could hit the button and they would open, so we,
So if you're inside, all you have to do is hit that steel plate, right? Okay.
Yeah, the push bar.
Yeah.
You'll go right out, but that was the issue, not realizing how it
Had to be unlocked by both.
been connected and stuff, so we have that resolved.
Okay,
It took
good
a
to
while,
know.
but we did. We
Good
did.
to know.
Yes. Our elevators are working.
Elevator, no. All right, next on is the construction and space at the senior center. So I just left City Hall before I came here. The contractor's bids close on Monday. So the bidding's still out there. Probably, even once the bids come back in and they close it on Monday, it's probably gonna be at least another 2 weeks before they, at least, to go through all those bids and then contact the people. I don't work in that part of it, so I can't give you too much information. I don't know how they do that. As soon as they let me know, they will let us know what's going on with that. So I know it's a very slow process, I've said it before, but in the long run, when it's done, it'll be worth it. If we can wait in the traffic in the city, if anyone's coming from
Right,
Liverpool Street,
right.
we can wait for the seniors.
It's just begun.
We're like the little red engine, you know?
Right.
I think I can, I know I can,
Right.
we're doing that.
All right, April 25th, 10 a.m. Oh, you wanna do this one, Pam? You were very messy, your action was very involved in that, Joan, why don't you do it?
Tomorrow is we're meeting at the VA outside,
On Boston Street.
225 Boston.
That was so much fun.
And thank the city for purchasing the building, and hopefully, we have a 3-year lease with the VA. So if we ask everybody to come and express appreciation for the fight that actually Mass Senior Action, and I was the one that brought it into that meeting because it appeared in the item that they were gonna close not only the Lynn Clinic, but also the Gloucester one. So the fight that we had to keep the Lynn Clinic open actually saved the Gloucester Clinic. So, and we've been through this before. This is nothing new with the VA. They like to do this. They really, we like to combine everything. I was there when we first actually had the land. They were looking for a space for the VA clinic. And I was there when we opened the clinic for the first time. And thank God now we've purchased the building. Lynn has EDIC.
Yeah,
We purchased that building. The problem is still the VA. 3 years is all they would give us, and I've been on Mayor Nicholson's ear about it's not enough, but right now, we have to be satisfied because that's all they gave us. But we owe our veterans a big debt that can never be repaid, no matter how many times we fight to keep the clinic open. But we need to make sure that the veterans are serviced with what they need. Some of the programs that were eliminated have to be brought back. They need more doctors, so we're asking people from the city of Lynn. They came out every Friday when we had the rallies protesting, and that's what saved us. So please, come out tomorrow and add your thanks
Yes.
to our city.
Say the
veterans.
time again.
10
10 a.m.
10 o'clock, I'm sorry, 10 o'clock. And it is outside.
Yes.
At
Yes.
10. Hopefully the weather will be nice.
Right. Does anybody have any other business, questions, or anything? All right. I have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.